Welcome to the Vision Profiles podcast. Join us, dedicated Apple Vision Pro users, as we dive into everything from hardware and software to apps and the latest updates in the world of Apple Vision Pro. I'm Marty Gensius, a faculty member at a Midwest university, a podcaster, and an Apple product fan.
And I'm Eric Bolden. I work in IT, but my interest is in finding interesting ways to share content. Currently, photography of plants, birds, and panoramic sequences.
I am Dave Ginsburg, the host of the In Touch with iOS podcast. I am passionate about technology, especially Apple, and use it as a real-world experience as a 27-year veteran IT professional and iPhone subject matter expert. I learn new things about the Vision Pro every day.
Well, guys, it's been a dry week because the world has been taken over by new iPhones and new watches. So the information on the Apple Vision Pro has been a little slight. There hasn't been a lot out there. So I guess my first question, what did you get? And then my second question is, how do you like it?
That looks good.
Dave, why don't you go ahead and let us know?
Well, I did get the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I got the Apple Watch Series 11, and I'm wearing them today. The AirPods Pro 3. So I got the trifecta of everything that went on that was announced 2 weeks ago.
Eric, did you? Oh, go ahead, Dave. How do you like them?
The phone is absolutely amazing, and a lot of media I've been watching have been saying this is probably one of the best iPhone upgrades in a long time. It's well worth the upgrade, and I would tend to agree with them. I've noticed the performance has been pretty spectacular. The camera alone, with having the landscape switch over with the selfie, is pretty awesome, and I think it's well worth the upgrade. I did look at the Air, but you'll give the comments on the Air. I was looking at it when I went to the Apple Store. Pretty amazing phone itself, but the Apple Watch, it's nothing too overly exciting. But I was due. I had a Series 9. I went to the Series 11. I'm still having some FOMO about the Ultra, but I resisted. It's too expensive. But the AirPods Pro, I do notice some pretty improved technology with the sound, especially, and these tips are. I can already feel it the way it is, where it's really isolating the sound, even when I put it on noise canceling, where I can't even hear myself talk, so I have to turn it back off because it doesn't I have to take it out so it's back in in transparency. But I did notice some improvements in sound. So there's my quick reviews of all three.
Cool. Eric, what about you? Anything in the market yet?
Haven't gotten anything yet, partly because I still can't quite decide. I'm thinking the Pro, but the Air still looks good. And the two times that I went by the Apple Store, the lines were so long. I just said no. I don't have enough time this week, so I might have to wait till weekend. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not that patient. Maybe another day or so. I figure the lines will go down a little bit, and then I'll be able to swing by as I'm trying to avoid the last few days and see what I can see. But I'm it's been a real quandary. It's like, yeah, I think I want a light phone for reading at night. But I don't know if, yeah, I don't. A few more days of comments, and then I'll be able to decide. But the Apple Watch Ultra, yes, as soon as they have what I want in stock, so I don't have to wait for it, I will pick one of those up.
You know, I got a lot of stuff, and that's just how I roll. The longer between the announcement and the actual, I can get it in my hands, the more things I wind up getting. I really wanted an iPhone Air, and I got that. and was a little worried about getting that. I also got a iPhone 17 Pro Max, not the lovely orange color that Dave has, but in the blue. And I've heard now that some people are saying there's some concerns about this. The blue and the black versions of phones are scratching a little bit, or the scratches are more visible. I've got mine in a case. I have mine in a nice blue case that kind of frames it well. I haven't spent a lot of time with the iPhone Pro Max because I have been carrying the Air with me and loving it. Absolutely loving it. And it took like, I don't know, 2 days for me to get comfortable with the fact that I've got this tiny piece of bare metal because I don't have it cased. I do, when I put a case on it, it felt like I was, covering a Rembrandt with a overcoat. It just didn't feel right to have a phone that thin. And then to cover it with a case. I'm looking at maybe a Totally case. Dave, have you ever seen Totally, the really paper thin sort of
Yeah.
things, just for grip purposes? And we'll see about that. But right now, I'm running it without a case. I do have a screen protector on it, which just force of habit I do with the phones that I have, and I think it saved me some cracked screens. So I haven't spent as much time as I need to. Dave has spent more time with the camera on the 17 Pro Max, and I need to play with that a little bit. I also got a 11, and went ahead and got a Ultra 3 watch, and I have probably been wearing the Ultra 3 watch more than the Series 11. Although I like the sleekness of the Series 11, it's just I had not used my other Ultra in a long time, so there's some uniqueness to that in having it. And I got the AirPods 3 and haven't done much listening with them. The fit, as Dave said, I agree with him on that. The fit's a lot better with it. I'm anxious to get on a plane with them so I can kind of compare the noise reduction with it and have that. So with me, I mean, I'm one of those people who gets the technology and takes longer with it to discover things about it, whereas you guys are like, 3 days later, you're telling me all the neat things you can do with it. And I'm like, well, I turned it on and answered my email. So you do a much better job with that than I do. I do want to share with you something that I had heard. And I don't know the truth to this to the degree, but I heard it from a couple of sources and I couldn't trace down the source. But people making decisions to kind of downsize their phone to an iPhone Air. And this is a Reddit post. It's by Basketball Kidda in the subreddit iPhone that was done 2 days ago, and talking about how they're making the decision to kind of move from the 17 Pro Max and returning it for the iPhone Air. And I'd heard some things about that just in media that people are surprised by the Air and how the quality of it is. I know for photographers it's not necessarily their thing, but pleased with the form factor and such. Any thoughts about that? Have you ever upgraded or downgraded a phone after you purchased one?
Many times.
After you purchased one, well, obviously
Yeah.
the 17 Pro Max comes with iOS 26 off the bat, so it's not you can't downgrade it. But what you can do is if you had an older phone, you could do that. But if you had already upgraded at this point, you can't
No.
because what you're talking
You're
about.
thinking about changing models?
I'm talking about changing models when I say downgrading. I'm not talking about. So have you ever
No,
bought like a 17 Max and said, "Nah, I'm just going to go
oh,
back and get the Pro or
sorry about
the
that.
regular 17."
I've never done that because I'm a big Max guy. I've
Yeah.
been I've had every biggest model size iPhone since probably the iPhone 6 Plus.
Oh, Eric, you said many times, was that
Yeah, usually it was with iPads where I thought a configuration would work, and then it turned out no, I either needed more space or something else, and so did an exchange. Or I ordered one, and while I was waiting for it to show up, changed my mind on what I wanted, so I didn't even open it. I just took it in and said, no, I want to exchange.
yeah,
That's one reason why I am sitting around not deciding yet, because I would have flipped between models 2 or 3 times already. And I think I was trying to figure out what is causing the problem, because as you said, the camera is much better on the Pro Max, so that should be my obvious choice. But
yeah,
when I'm looking at where I'm using the phone, I I'm looking, like if I'm reading, I want something lighter than the Pro Max, because if I'm holding a book for many, many, many hours, it's kind of like I stopped using my iPad when I started hitting my face a lot because I
mm-hmm,
fell asleep and it dropped on my nose, and now my nose is all flat because it's been hit by the iPad too many times. Um, so a lighter phone, the air covers that. The front cameras are the same across all of the phones, and I don't remember the last time that was really true, where all of the front cameras were just pretty much all great. And
mm-hmm,
so it really is, do I need something on the other camera, or is it, am I using it for reading? Am I using it for FaceTime? Or am I using it for all things that are the front facing camera? And then a light phone maybe is fine. Um,
mm-hmm.
and um, trying to do spatial images, yeah. Okay, then I want something else.
Yeah,
Um, maybe I'll just end up with two. I have two numbers, so maybe I'll end up with two phones, one
yeah,
for at night and one for during the day. I'm stuck. So I almost could see going for the Air for now and then waiting and maybe next year go, but I don't know. I have not yet decided. But the Air looks good enough, feels good enough, is light enough that it's causing me to reconsider, even though I have a case for the Pro Max.
yeah, yeah. I spent the whole weekend in and out of Apple stores between myself and my son,
Me too.
and and then they wound up sending me two cases that I didn't order. Well, I guess I did order, but it was a duplication, and so I wound up then going to UPS stores to send them back to get credit for it. And I think I still have a case that's waiting for me to pick up at a store that I wound up getting somewhere else. So I have to end that because they've charged me for that case already. So yeah, it was kind of a mess. Switching lines over to the new watches took a whole lot of time to get that done, and then it wasn't done successfully. So I got up the next morning thinking I'd have to go back to the store, and instead figured it out that I just hadn't activated it on the watch, although the line was available there for it. So the whole weekend has been kind of which is why I haven't played with these devices. I'm still busy setting them up. So let's get
Yeah.
to Vision Pro stuff if we can. And Eric, I will be anxious to find out the reveal. It's like a baby reveal, a gender reveal. Which phone will which phone will Eric get? I'm going to direct to a article that was in MacStories, and frankly, it's a nice review of visionOS 26. MacStories has a bunch of ads that'll pop up for you and sometimes get in the way, like in the middle of the text. But it's an interesting article, and it's a multi-page article, so you have to be aware of that. And down at the bottom, where it will cut through all of the information that you could possibly want to know about visionOS 26. So I post that for you, and of course, these will be in the show notes for people to be able to find and do the links to. I don't know if either of you had a chance to take a look at this
Didn't.
or
No.
page through it. It is really good. I mean, we found one
No.
a couple of weeks ago,
Federici's
I think.
always. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I
No.
thought it was Federici, but he's got something else that wrote this.
Yeah.
Sorry about
But
that.
yeah, I mean, we found another article sort of like this a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago or so, and this one is really extensive. So I turn your attention to that, and for listeners who are interested. Okay, we're hearing it again, and this time it's once again from Tom's Guide. Apple Vision Pro 2 tipped for crucial upgrade. What you need to know. And we've spoken about this before, that we're looking at possibly an M5, going from an M2 chip to an M5, and from an R1 to an R2, which will have some impact in terms of cameras, streams, pass through, things like that. Thoughts, guys? Any of this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, it'll happen eventually, whether it's later this year or early next year. Yeah. The extra speed will be nice. There are a bunch of changes in the new OS that I think can take advantage of the extra power.
Mm-hmm.
But the Vision Pro right now still is a perfectly capable machine. It still is, I think, still worth picking up. It's still worth using. It's still growing. The last software update had massive improvements.
Yeah, the article speaks to online whispers predict an October event for Apple to unveil a M5 MacBook Pro and an M5 equipped Vision Pro, which would make sense as a 1-2 punch from the company. So they're hinting at a October announcement.
Yep.
It's possible, and maybe if we all get lucky, a bunch of people upgrade and put their old pros out on the market at a reasonable price. Then we can add a few.
Dave,
Then
what do
we
you
can get
think
one for
about
fun.
what do you think about like future events at this point in the year?
Yeah, it's not going to happen this year. I just don't see it. They got still have Max to talk about later. Probably there'll be a news release for that. I just don't see any traction with Vision Pro just yet this year. I mean, Meta
Mm-hmm.
obviously had all their press on their Meta glasses that just came out, but I don't think Apple's just quite ready yet. They want to progress with this device, but maybe they're not. Maybe they are. It's hard to say, really. I think about it.
Well, Eric, do you have more on that?
Yeah. I just was gonna say. I mean, some of it I think has to do with how many companies are picking up Vision Pros and how many projects do they end up going with. It is conceivable that Apple will start to run low on inventory, and if they're going to have to start producing again, it's easier to, it's probably better for them to produce something with an upgraded chip with no other changes, and do a quiet press release with and have that available, and then maybe buy themselves a little more time for a big improvement on a new generation.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
figure it could be either. Yeah.
Well, here's somebody that's gambling that it's going to happen, and that somebody is TKMJ underscore piano. And this is a
Okay.
Reddit post. I couldn't wait. Been on top of the news for weeks now. Supply chain updates, legal filings in US and China. There's no sign of an APMP coming in October, apart from the signs of mass production ramping up in October. The current models stocking up, Gurman often being way too anticipative, while Quo being dead right on the supply chain predictions. The bottom line is Q3 mass production for the release between then in Q1 26. So
Yeah.
TKMJ underscore went and bought a M2 version of the Vision Pro. And I think he's hoping that if something happens in the next 15 days, he can return it and pick up the newer model. But that's where they're a betting person.
Well, they'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it, getting it now versus trying to wait.
Yeah. Next article is actually a Reddit post, but Eric, you put this one up. 1 day until Immersive Watch Party premiere. And it looks like the watch party is going to be spatial personas from anywhere in the world. Gather your Vision Pro friends and have an immersive watch party showcasing a pro MMA event. What do you think, Eric?
I'm kind of curious to see what happens afterwards, and can they handle that much streaming? What's the resolution like? I really have no interest in the topic, but the whole concept of can you take a sporting event and stream it in a way where you can have a bunch of people participating? We've talked about that a bunch before. It's something I'm curious about. Certainly, it'll happen more going forward. I don't know what they're using for cameras. I don't know how immersive it's going to feel, but I figured it's worth at least keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would participate, but I think they weren't really charging for it, so I think they're testing the concept.
Yeah, Tuesday, September 23rd at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they have a Discord group that you can link to if you want to find someone to join in and party. Dave, any thoughts about this from a sports testing standpoint?
Yeah, this is going to be something really cool. I'd be definitely interesting to see how it looks, and I'll try to jump in on here and take a look at it for sure and see how it is. I was just talking about Vision Pro with a friend of mine, that a coworker tonight during dinner, and he hasn't had spent much time with the Vision Pro, so I'm going to really looking to show him some of the visual stuff, and he's a sports fan too, so yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it.
You got to show him the sailing piece. That is,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he would like that. Whether he's
Yeah.
available for that, I mean, it would be very cool. Gary Witt in our chat room says live sports spatial streaming. Yes, please. And again, as Eric points out, the whole issue is bandwidth and how they can handle that. But it's MMA, and I think there was a news report that we're going to have that on the White House lawn come July 4th next year. That's been the big story. Yeah, whatever. But I am excited about this. I am excited about the sports piece and seeing more of it in sports. I was unaware of this until I saw the article. Apple spotted filming in 3D at iPhone 17 launch. And this comes out of 9 to 5 Mac. At any big Apple retail launch, Apple cameras are usually rolling. This typically results in a short montage video, such as this one recently shared by Tim Cook. However, during yesterday's iPhone 17 and iPhone Air launch, something extra was spotted at the Apple Grove in Los Angeles. And they have some pictures of people with the Eric, what's
Yeah,
that camera? This.
Go. It was on the tip of my. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's the one that we always see when they talk about Blackmagic's U. There it is.
Yes.
All I need to do
Yep.
is page down to find out. Blackmagic's
Ursa sign.
URSA Cinemmersive. That seems
Nice camera.
interesting.
It's really funny because I'm starting to see more articles where they post the camera and then they talk about how expensive it is, and kind of like how they used to talk about the Vision Pro, but it's
Yeah.
so much more than the Vision Pro. The Vision Pro just seems like an afterthought.
Okay. Let's go on to how this might be of interest to music lovers. And I know Dave enjoys the immersive videos and getting an opportunity. And it looks like the Weeknd, which we've already seen some sample
Mm-hmm.
videos work from him, and the Apple Tee Up Breathtaking Vision Pro music experience for November 14th release.
Oh, that link is broken, by the way.
Oh, you mean the link in the show notes?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. They must have changed something.
Well, it's on the Microsoft network, which makes me
Yeah.
which makes me think pretty funny stuff. Let me throw it in the show notes. No, it's not.
Oh, I got the fixed one. There you go.
You got the fixed one.
I'll change it out. There you go.
Okay, so we'll have that. Thanks for that. Dave, any thoughts about the Weeknd?
Yeah, I mean they did some pretty good jobs with their past video. I wasn't overly excited about what they did, but it was good. But if they're saying this is going to be breathtaking immersive music experience, we've had a few of those videos. I mean, we're way overdue for these videos. It's been way too long since
Yeah,
Apple has released one. So
it's been a slow
yeah,
leak of that stuff.
They really haven't released much. So this is this Open Hearts while they've been partnering with Apple for some time. So they have their new video. It's a new video, "Dancing in the Flames." I'm not overly. That's the one that they did back in 2024. So yeah, no, I'm all for this. I mean, I think it's something that's it's great to we could see where it goes. Yeah, for sure.
Well,
And I
I'll put
expect
in.
every time. Well, I
Go ahead.
expect every time they release a new one, the videos will, they'll get more experience filming it. So it should keep improving and they'll be able to try more things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So I just noticed as I glanced through the show notes that one of you two guys have thrown this in terms of 7 new Apple. This is an Apple Insider article. 7
Yeah, I
new
thought you'd
Apple.
enjoy that.
And yeah, it's timely considering what we were talking about. Apple immersive films. Apple Vision Pro users explore sports, music, and culture. And this one is dated today. Tour de Force, the MotoGP fans can watch Johan Zarco's rain-soaked victory in the French Grand Prix, ending in a 70-year wait for a win at home.
Filmed with the
World
new cameras
filmed with the new,
right under the picture.
yeah.
Filmed with multiple Ursa Sign immersive cameras and ambisonic microphones. So
Ooh.
they spent some money on cameras and audio.
Or maybe they just bought them and they returned them after, within 14 days.
I don't know. It was impressive. The only real issue is the event was overcast, so it was dark.
Mm.
And I think that affected the resolution of the filming a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get a chance to finish, so I don't know how the race ends. But the part I saw, it was nice. I'm really, really looking forward to all of these films coming out. It's doing well.
Yeah, and they have the world of Red Bull is returning. First episode is backcountry skiing, takes viewers into Revelstoke, British Columbia, following free skiers and remote slopes. Big wave surfing, night at the BBC proms.
Hmm,
Uh,
that'll be good.
yeah,
Oh, it's Greek too. Oh,
yeah, classical
definitely looking
music,
forward to that.
piano concerto in A minor with the BBC Symphony Orchestra. Then journey to Antarctica to find emperor penguins. Jambalaya, Apple Vision Pro users can immerse themselves in the world's oldest rainforests in October 2025. The documentary follows Eastern Kukuyalaji people in I'm just reading it fast. That way if my pronunciation is terrible, it's because I'm reading it fast. North Tropical Queensland, Australia, as an elder share stories and ceremonies. That looks pretty good. Experience Paris, um, Color Outside the Lines, K-pop band. Oh, not K-pop. So yeah, they've got some cool stuff coming up.
Do you see the last paragraph?
No, tell what does it say here?
The camera launched in December 2024 with a hefty $30,000
2019.
price tag.
Pocket change.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's replaced the Vision Pro. Now it's the camera you need to use your Vision Pro.
Yeah, I will start squirreling away money in my savings account for a $30,000 camera. Yep.
Let me know when you get it. I'll come
Well,
visit.
yeah, I might not be around. Eric, I'm turning to this one. I don't know if you took a look at it. I think it's interesting. Insta360 adds Apple projected media profile for Apple Vision Pro on Insta360 Studio. So I
Oh,
know
nice.
I know Dave is an Insta360 user, if I'm correct. I've got one.
Just the link. I don't have an actual camera.
Oh,
There's
okay.
360
All
camera.
right. Yeah, I've got the 360, I think 4, version 4. I didn't upgrade to the 5.
Hmm.
But the
You're
studio
you're
on it
slacking.
is what? I'm
You're
slacking.
slacking.
The studio on it is a challenge. It's really very when you import the video, you kind of have to put markers in each place you want the video to stay while
Hmm.
someone's talking. So if I'm talking and I'm shooting in a room of round, I have to marker the front end and the back end of it so the camera doesn't shift around the room or drift. But this looks interesting in the sense that now they're going to be having it set up so an Apple format is in there, which I think is a wise decision. Maybe easier to get content from the 360 into Vision Pro than it is currently.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm surprised. One of the things I tried to find with it was, is there any way that you can just, where the editing software can go, oh, the voice is coming from over here, let me go over there until the voice stops. And then when the voice changes to another side, we will switch it to the person who's talking over there and we'll stay there. I mean, Zoom does that to some degree when you're doing Zoom meetings. It'll follow the speaker, it'll change the speaker on
Hmm.
whoever it is. So All right, this is a Dave article.
Uh-oh.
Tubi Television invites viewers to find their rabbit hole on Apple Vision Pro. So now we can get Tubi. There's an app? There's a Tubi app, I
This
think.
is, this is from 2024.
It's from 2024. Oh,
Is-
all right. Well, never mind. I'll put the link in there anyways for those of you who are not familiar with the Tubi app or Tubi
Yeah,
in Vision
it's
Pro.
been on Vision Pro for a while, so
Yeah. Have you used it?
I've tried it. Yeah, I've tried that and Pluto TV. They both have
Yeah.
a real good interface. So Tubi has a lot of mostly free content as well. So it's good.
Okay. So moving to a more contemporary article. These are for folks who want to use the PSVR 2 controllers. And apparently, this is an upload article. Apparently, it allows you to interface better with the Ping Pong Club. Ping Pong Club on Apple Vision Pro is among the first games to fully support PlayStation VR2 controllers. Interestingly enough, I was reading Reddit today and someone raised the question, hey, I've got PlayStation VR2 controllers. How can I use them? What kind of things can I do with the Vision Pro with them? So here's one of the first things that they can do with the Vision Pro is use the controllers to play Ping Pong Club. They have a little bit of a video here. There we go. For those listening on the podcast, yes, that is the sound of a ping pong ball. Now I got to shut it off. Anyway, interesting. I hope they do more with. Oh, there's a couple of videos in here. I hope they do more, however, with the PS2 controllers. I would like to see them utilize PlayStation stuff more and get some carryover or crossover on that without having to do the patchy stuff that people have to do now to play their PlayStation games. It's almost like you go into all that trouble, just play it on a monitor. But hopefully they can get a better interface going for that. Okay, so I think that kind of wraps most of the articles. I'm going to take us into some apps if that's cool. And this is, and I did a pro notes on this last night. I butchered the name in trying to describe it. This is a French train, aboard a French train on Apple Vision Pro. I work at TGV INOUI or Tsheva. I did the phonetic spelling. I did the phonetic Inoue, and we just launched our Vision Pro app a few days ago, and there's an App Store link so you can get to it, or there is the App Store link, and this is in this comes up in French when you go to the link, but then I've got translate on, so looks kind of
The app
cool,
is well worth getting. It is really nice.
and it's free. Eric, tell us about it.
I only got through the first part of my trip, but you get a bunch of places, a bunch of um, experience points that you can select. I just picked the first one that popped up. So you're sitting in very nice, comfortable seating. There's a little book in front of you can open up. You after you've been sitting there for a little while, the train starts moving. You can look out the window and see scenery going by. You can see all of the other seats. Uh, it was just a nice experience. And unfortunately, somebody came in and asked me a question, and I had to, respond. So I haven't seen the rest of it yet, but I'm gonna go back and watch it. And
So, Eric, I got a question. Do you have to put it in travel mode?
um, not if you're
Because
not
if you were
on
on
the
an
train.
actual train, you'd have to put it in
Yeah,
travel mode.
and yeah, they chat about that too. But yeah, it's really nice. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the one space station tour where you could go on and wander
Yeah.
through the space station, except you don't have to get up and do as much work. You're just kind of sitting there comfortably. And since I really like trains, this is really nice.
Yeah. Okay. Dave, any comments on this? Have you tried it or no?
I have not tried it just yet, but I'm going to have to jump on this and take a look at it. Sure.
This next one I found and thought it was kind of very cool. It is Metaballs. And it's basically kind of a gaming experience where you can create organic shapes with computer graphics and then you can put relational pieces around it. It just looks kind of fun from a creative standpoint. It's real-time 3D spatial 3D, and creator of Vibescape Metaballs was spatial was born out of the desire to create a hands-on modeling experience to take full advantage of visionOS's amazing new manipulation gestures. And I'm trying to think, is this free? The price is free. However, you can do in-app purchases, which is Metaballs Plus, for what I presume is $4.99 a month. Oh no, it's Metaballs Plus. I don't know if that's an annual or monthly, and then Metaballs with for $4.99. Then Metaballs with a lifetime unlock for $25. Any thoughts, guys?
Good exercise. Looks like you could exercise your hands a little bit.
It looked
Yeah,
kind of cool.
there's
I mean, I saw it a couple of times and not enough to sit down and work with it, but that looks interesting enough. I'll go play.
okay. So yeah, Metaballs, and then we have this last one with which Eric you put up, and I was trying to get the sense of how to use this.
You're supposed to
AirViz.
be able to create a scene or a model on your phone for viewing on the Vision Pro. And other than sending you the link, kind of glancing at it, I just haven't had a chance to try it yet. So I will do more playing with it, but
So transforming the real world into stunning AR and 3D assets is easier than ever. So I think I saw something on this where somebody had taken like a picture of their fence in their backyard and they were able to
Mhm.
then turn it into the spatial aspect of it, in terms of giving the curvature to the fence and other things in front of the process. And from there, then you can take these pictures and import them into visionOS and upload your 3D models and showcase your talent, build your portfolio so you can share your creations. Join a vibrant network of 3D artists and designers. So it looks like an interesting app all to go. And do you have more, Dave? You're putting some stuff in. Is there anything else that we missed?
Yeah, we missed visionOS 26.1 just got released today.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't get on my headset, but I just got a notice on my Mac
There's a link.
OS 26 that I was due for an update. So yeah, let me see if I can
There's,
pull this up.
yep, there hasn't been any details just yet. Let me see if the developer. It's probably still.
They're probably still figuring out what to put up. Well,
I
I'll
don't know if
turn
the
this into
beta.
a pro note tomorrow night, and have more information on it on Wednesday morning with the pro note that comes out. So it'll give me time to research it and get everything upgraded and see what happens with it. So WatchOS 20. Oh man, I just got new toys, and now I've got to spend all this time upgrading this stuff. Well, I
Yep,
think that sort of does it for us for the show. And
yeah.
guys, you have anything else to add?
Nope. We'll look forward to hearing about the beta. It's
Yep.
even the
Yep.
link to the release notes. It says it's not found yet. So
Yeah.
they're still updating.
And they do that. Like I got frustrated one time that all the release notes for the other betas were out, and I had to wait. Of course, we're lower on the food
The
chain than the other
the
betas.
page you were
So
looking for cannot be found.
yeah. So you can follow us as a reminder, the live stream on youtube.com/@visionprofiles, like Brian and Gary did tonight. Thank you for joining us in the live chat. And it's Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or catch the video later on YouTube and the audio on any podcatcher service. Vision Pro Notes, as I mentioned, comes out. They're short notes of things that have come up during the week. Comes out Wednesday morning, Friday morning, and Monday morning. This is kind of a preview for the show that's coming up. So where can we find you, Dave?
Well, you can find me here on Monday nights, Vision Profiles, with you guys. Tuesday nights, I'm on Mac Voices Live with Chuck Joyner and you two guys and a cast of thousands. Thursday night, I record In Touch with iOS. That's at intouchwithios.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/intouchwithios. Fridays, I'm on the Mac Show and the British Tech Network most weeks. And I'm also on social media, Blue Sky, Mastodon at DaveG65.
Just some things that came up in the chat room quickly. Gary mentioned I watched the trailer for the wrestling spatial video on Vantage. Super high quality. We'll be interested to see if they can produce that streaming as well. And Cletus joined us. Thanks, Cletus. Cletus is kind of regularly drops in. So, Eric, where can people find you?
I can be found on Mastodon at EA Bolden at mas.to. Otherwise, of course, here on Mondays on Vision Profiles, Tuesdays on Mac Voices for Mac OS, and Thursdays on In Touch with iOS for iOS, iPad OS, and Vision OS. So I cover all my OS bases throughout the week, and with all of the new updates, is a lot to cover.
It's always good to cover your OSs.
OSs.
OSs. You can
Read
find
my
me
mind.
here on Monday nights with these two guys, and Daniel comes in every other week for Vision Profiles at 9 p.m. Tuesdays with Chuck on Mac Voices and a whole gang of folks, everybody here, on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Mac Voices and on YouTube. Wednesdays, I'm into a bunch of other stuff. I've got any of the projects you want to see that I'm doing, you can find at thepodtalk.net. Thursdays with Dave, and that's always kind of a nice end of the week thing with Dave's show, and he covers everything, and it's great and a good deal of fun. And grateful to be a part of the group there. And then Friday mornings, occasionally on the Mac Show when I'm playing hooky from work, and can get on there to have some fun with that gang. Our website is thepodtalk.net, and you can find all information on that. And you can email us at thepodtalknetwork@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in. We'd love to hear from you, so go ahead and send us an email. We had some great folks in the chat room tonight. Our bumper music is Free Jazzy by Steve Combs, courtesy of the Free Music Archive. And spread the word to other visionaries. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.